Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am giving you a tour of every single sleeper car accommodation on Amtrak. We're going to be going over Superliner and the Viewliner, and I'll tell you what that means in a minute as well. And we're going to give you a tour of every single room. I know it's probably one of the hardest decisions is trying to figure out which room you're going to book on Amtrak and what does it even look like. That is going to be answered in just a few moments. So let's take a look at what all of those rooms look like.
Generally speaking, if you are going west of Chicago, that's going to be a Superliner. But I'm going to let you know what trains those are right now. That's going to be the Auto Train, the California Zephyr, the Capital Limited, the City of New Orleans, the Coast Starlight, the Empire Builder, the Southwest Chief, the Sunset Limited, and the Texas Eagle. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of our Superliner I roomette that we are in. We are staying in this 2 nights and 3 days, and it basically consists of 2 seats on either side. One is going to be facing direction of travel, which is this one, and this one is facing backwards. That's the one that I'll be sitting in. And at night, these 2 seats basically come together. This top part, you push down on that. There's a little lever down here that you step on, and these fold down to make one continuous flat bed. And then the second person, which is me, sleeps on this bad boy right here, which pulls down like this. So that's what we'll be showing in just a minute. You do have a table that goes in between the seats that pulls out like this, and these flaps open up. I think we may be eating dinner in here tonight, so we'll be able to show you what that's like. And then you do have a couple of lights here. It's kind of basic as far as what you get in these rooms. You basically got a light, a hold to call button, and then a ceiling light. That's it. So you've got that light, and you can call your attendant from that side. Now over here, Allie does have a thermostat, which honestly really doesn't do a whole lot. And then this is the electrical outlet, which we have jammed our big power pack in that, because this power pack lets us not only have something plugged in here, but we also have 4 USB outlets with that. So you definitely want to bring something like that when you're on one of these Amtrak roomettes, because you only get 1 outlet. We all know that's not enough if you're going to be taking pictures and videos and so forth. So you also have a little hook up here, and then this is interesting. There is another coat hook here, but this is, I heard them describe it as a walk-in closet. You'd have to be pretty small to walk in there though. The other thing about this closet is there's 2 hangers that hang right there. Your first night on the trip, you'll probably, those will be banging around, and you'll probably just want to take them off and put them on the floor. Otherwise they're going to wake you up in the middle of the night. So going upstairs, we use these steps. That's what I'll be climbing up, and we just store Allie's backpack there during the day. At night we put it under this bed right here, and then I have free reign to climb up. So let me show you what it looks like up here. Just pull this handle down, and then the bed comes all the way down, and this is what it looks like. But we've got kind of her bedding and pillow in there up there right now. So it is pretty tight up here, I'm not gonna lie about that. It is much tighter than a Viewliner, so whoever is gonna sleep up here needs to be comfortable in pretty small spaces. And you know, it's not bad though. I don't ever have a problem. I'm not claustrophobic, but if you were, you probably want to be on the bottom. But if you're not claustrophobic, you won't have any problem. So over here, unfortunately, there's no windows on this unit. There is a little net here to keep snacks and drinks, and I keep my headphones in there. And then there's another pouch back here. It's a little more sturdy, and so when I go to sleep at night up there, I generally put my phone and my glasses in that one, because if you put them in this net, you could probably break them pretty easily. So Up here, there aren't really any controls other than you have access to this light right here, which you do by hitting this button right here. So pretty basic controls up top here. Now, this is what the mattress looks like. It's, you know, it's about 1.5 to 2 inches thin. So there's one under here. This one is actually for the downstairs bed. It goes down and lays across these seats. And then this one, which is kind of sitting in here, is mine. And so Allie thinks that the downstairs is fine with just these. These are actually pretty. You can see how soft that is. So we just stick both of these up here, and I actually use both the mattresses. Now, the downside to that is it does take 2 inches away from your roof height there, but that's not a problem. One other thing I wanted to point out is that this air vent here is on differently than any other Roomette air vent that I've ever seen. So this one is blowing towards the door. Most of them, in fact every other Roomette I've ever seen, which is a lot of them, they're the other way, and the air vents are blowing right on the person on the top bunk. And so we get a lot of complaints from people that they're always really cold at night. So I don't know what's going on with this. This is something new, but I think a lot of people are going to be happy, because last night when I tried it, the air just blew off of this, kind of filtered down the whole cabin. There was no direct air on me at all, but the room was still nice and cool. So that is the Roomette on the Superliner I, and hope you enjoyed it. It is a great room. It is our favorite room because the bathrooms on the Superliner I are better than the Superliner II. So if you get a 1, don't think you're getting something lesser. Superliner I is, I think, the way to go on a Superliner.
Start out with this is how you would ride during the day. So the seats are facing each other, just like all the other rooms. Seats in the Viewliner, or in the Superliner II, are a little bit wider. They're actually 28 inches, so a little bit wider than in the Superliner I. Here, you're going to find at this seat the push to call button for your attendant. So you push this and it rings a little bell, lights up a bell outside your door, kind of like you would on a plane, and your attendant knows which room has called them, and they come and take care of anything that you need. And then here are your light switches for overhead, night light, or all the way off. Now this says music control, but this is actually to control the sound overhead. So any announcements that they make, you're going to control those here. We like it all the way off because we feel like the hallway one is loud enough that we can always hear it in here in the room. But if you feel like you need that turned up, then obviously you adjust it so that you can hear it. And then you also have a reading light on this side, which you can actually adjust up, down, or to the side a little bit, and just press on with that white button. And then you each have your window here that you can look out of. Right now we are riding through New Mexico, just left Albuquerque on our way to Gallup, and right here is the other side. So here's what there, you notice there wasn't an outlet on the other side, so there's only one in the room. That's the same thing with the Superliner I as well. So you only have this one. So we tend to bring a little cube with us where you can do 2 or 4 different USB items. And then this one here is going to adjust your temperature. Now, keep in mind that this isn't going to be a drastic change in temperature in your room. So when you make it cooler, like we have it as cold as it goes, it's not like it's going to be freezing. You're not going to turn into an ice block in your in your room. Same thing if you go warmer, it's not like, you know, you turned on the fireplace or something in your room. So just know it's going to make a little bit of a difference, not an enormous difference in your room. On the Viewliner, on the Superliner II, and then you've got your night reading light here as well. So that's that. Over here is kind of your closet area. So you could hang some things right here, and then if you wanted to strap those things in to keep them from swaying as you're moving in the train, you could do that. Rob stores his big bag right here that we keep with us, with his electronics and all that fun stuff. And then there's also a little bit of storage right here between the seat and the closet area, and there's also storage in here. So there's lots of places to put things, I think. That's actually my toiletry bag I keep down there. You can actually keep more stuff down there if you want. There's also storage underneath the seats. You can see a black bag here, and then Rob's sneakers, and underneath here I keep my backpack. So we've got lots of storage in here, and as I mentioned before, you can also put something there, but you don't want to block these steps if you're storing something there, because it's actually going to impede the person that's above from coming down. We just do this during the day when nobody's using the top bunk. And then right here in the center, you've got this nice table. Pull that out. You could use that for working, reading, playing games, and also if you would like to have your meal in your room. So lots of really good space here in the room, and you do have quite a bit of privacy. If you look here, you'll see this curtain panel, and then you'll see this curtain panel. There's also actually a mirror here if you want to kind of get cleaned up a little bit before you leave the room. So you'll have here, and then this is actually a big window that goes out to the hallway, and it's secured by Velcro, so it's nice because it's not going to open up on you. Same thing with this one. This is actually the door, and it's going to open up, and now it has this flip lock here. All right, there's a lot to talk about here. So let's start over here in this corner. First of all, this is your sink area. You're gonna have your trash here, which is a much bigger bin area than you normally have in a roomette. And you've got a little medicine cabinet type thing here. You've got extra toilet paper and some tissue and cups to rinse out when you're brushing your teeth, washcloths and hand towels, as well as soap. And here you've got your sink, and you've got liquid soap here already, and you've got your hot and your cold. You push these, whoa, wild. You push it and the water will drip out. We've got this here because it was making a ruckus while we were sitting here. Okay, you've got two outlets here, which I think is fantastic to have these two. There's another one in the room. I'll show you that in a minute. And then here you've got a mirror to see yourself. Hello. And then you've also got a light. You can turn that off, or you can even use it as a night light if you wanted to at night when you're sleeping. Now over here in this little corner is actually a closet. Open that up, and we've got some pillows stuffed in here, and you can see your hangers right there. So back here, we'll take a peek. This is where the other outlet is, and also your temperature control is here. We'll look at the other side in just a moment. You also have a nice little kind of night light right here, or reading light for the person on the bottom bunk, or if you're just going to sit here and read. We'll get this down in just a minute and fold this out into the bed in a moment, but let me show you a little bit more. You do have your tray table, so you can eat here in the room, or you can eat in the dining car, or you can set this out to work on your computer, or you can sit, you know, to read or play a game or whatever. And then you've got one seat facing forward in this car. It could be reverse depending on what direction they attach it in. You've got a little storage shelf up here, and also a light underneath for reading here, which you can turn on right there. And then this is a storage shelf up here. It does have a lip on it, so that would help something to not just fall down on top of you if you were there. Now, let's go into the bathroom. So this is an all-in-one, and it is a commode and a shower all in one. Now, you would shower, I'll just go ahead and come in here. So there's a drain down here, you can see it down there, and then this is your toilet area here, and there's your flush button. There is a bar in here should you need it. Sometimes the train does kind of shake once it gets going pretty quickly. And then up here we've got our towels stored. You've got the shower head here, and this actually comes off, so if you're not as tall, or you like to just, you know, do a quickie rinse, then that's good. And then in here you would just turn this, which I'm not going to do right now because we're all going to take a shower, and then you would push the button here to get it going. So it's a two-way system, and this actually goes inside here, and you flip this down to cover your toilet paper so that you don't shower your toilet paper, because that would be really bizarre if you try to use your toilet paper after you wet it. It would be like wet wipes, right? Okay, and then I'll show you a little bit more about this up here, but there is the upper bunk here. And you do get a ladder that we'll pull down, and we'll set the whole thing up for you, but we'll set this whole room up for sleeping. And Rob will also be getting out his handy dandy tape measure to measure all of this out for you. And he's also gonna give you a tour of his favorite place, is the upper bunk penthouse. So hang on, let's switch this around for you, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're sleeping.
Okay, it's time to go up to the upper bunk, and I was trying to figure out which side I want to sleep on. I think I've chosen the side here by the windows because I'll be less likely to hear people talking in the hallway. So we do have a ladder, so that's going to be hopefully easy. I'm going to try to get up there and see how difficult it is right now. Oh yeah, this is a piece of cake. This is actually pretty big up here. So I measured this a little bit ago, and it's 28 inches wide and 6'2" long. So I'm not 6'2", so this is going to be plenty big for me. And it looks like you got about 22 inches to the ceiling. So you can't quite sit up. You'll hit your head if you do that. But this is really feels more spacious even than a roomette or some of the other rooms I've been on. For a Superliner, I think this is about as spacious as a bunk as you're going to get on the upper level. So let me show you a couple things up here. We do have a little pouch here to put snacks, and I usually put my glasses, my phone, and all that kind of stuff up here. And then we don't have any outlets up here, so that's one thing you're gonna have to figure out, is where to charge your phone and how to set that up. And then as far as the air conditioning goes, this is another reason to sleep on the other end, because see how these vents are angled right at the bed? If your head is right down here where my foot is, then you will, if you show them where my foot is down here, if your head is laying right there, it's like my leg is getting cold just with these vents. So you're gonna probably want to sleep on this end down here, unless you like having air blowing in on your head all night, in which case that'll be the perfect spot. But yeah, the other thing you want to do is make sure you hook these up, because you are traveling this way, and you could pretty easily roll out if these aren't there, and there's no wall here to catch you. Like on a roomette, if you kind of rolled out, the wall is right here, so you kind of run into the wall before you hit the ground, and it'll probably wake you up. On this one, you're just gonna tumble out, roll down the ladder, hit the floor, and that will not be good. So I really like this up here. This is a pretty good accommodation. One of the better upper bunks on Amtrak is this Superliner bedroom. So if you end up here, count it as a good thing and enjoy your ride.
All right, guys, let's take a look here at the family bedroom. Now, ideally, this room is for about 4 people, or if you're looking for more space. There's quite a bit of beds available and seating available for plenty of people in this room, but generally about 4 people, I think, is the max in the family bedroom. So let's take a look around here. First off, take a look here at this panel. You can turn the ceiling light on or off, night or regular daytime, which is how it's set now, so that's going to be a little bit brighter. And you've got controls here for the announcements overhead, so if you want to keep those to a minimum, low or off, so you don't hear them at night when you're sleeping, then just turn that to 0 and then to the blank space. Now, there is only one outlet in this entire room, which is kind of crazy. So if you have one of those little boxes that holds a lot of USB ports, we have one that holds 2, and we have one that holds 4. That is going to be your best option to bring, and then you'll be able to charge more things here if you have more than one thing, which most people do. Okay, so there's that, and we've got a closet right here. So this closet is not very deep, just right here, and you've got some towels here for towels and 4 washcloths. Now, there is no bathroom in the family bedroom because the space is taken up by all of the seating and by the bed. So we're going to take a look here at what the seating looks like. So you could sit 2 people in each of these, right? And then, so really like a mom and dad, whatever. And then maybe like a kid here in this seat. And then there's another seat right here. behind us. Okay, and then now this one you'll have to fold down if you're going to use it. The other thing is that you do have your table here, and you have one at the other end as well. So you're going to pull that out and flip out. We're going to keep that in though. And you've got your privacy curtains here as well. Pull those. We'll talk about the upper bunks here in just a second, but you'll see this one here is kind of a shorter one, so that's going to be more for, you know, a small child. And then this one's a little bit longer here. Now, if you do need more space, these two do come together right here in the corner. And again, we'll make this up in a little bit and show you what that looks like. And then these all fold down into bed. So it is going to be pretty tight space once you have this all made up, because once these slide out, you're looking at pretty narrow, actually almost a little bit less space than you would have in a regular roomette. You do have a table as well on the other side here. So you've got this little table here, and then you've got a little trash bin and a little place where you can just set some stuff here in the corner as well. But it's pretty spacious for the most part, but when you do have it set up for the beds, it is going to be pretty limited, but that's only going to be at night when you're sleeping. But we'll come back here in just a minute, redo it all, set all the beds up, and we'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. Okay, we've put the beds out, put the uppers down, the ladders attached, and we've got the bed down here all laid out. So this is actually quite wide. It's wider than it would be if you were in a roomette for the lower bunk. So you've got, it feels like it's almost like 1.5 maybe of the length, but Rob will measure that in just a minute. But this is nice if you've got someone who's tall and you're looking to have space and you really do want to sleep. You've got this whole length here to sleep, so it's going to be longer than 6 feet here. So if you're 6 feet or a little bit taller, this is perfect space for you. So this would be a good room for you to stay in. So that's this one. Now what you can do, if you just need the bed itself, you can use just this for an adult, and then that end is actually for a child. So you would actually lay this and then bring this down as well and add it in for a bed, which is actually going to be the same size as this one up here. So these are the mattresses that go down here, and this is the double mattress that goes down here, and you also get some blankets as well, and you've got your uppers to secure you and everything. Now this ladder, this is the best spot for it because both beds could use it. You both have access to it. You've got the stairs right here is perfect for this person, and this person also could reach their bed as well, or child. What I like down here is also that there is room under here to store bags, which is really good to keep the floor space kind of open. So you do have a little bit more space than I thought out here, but back here it's about like in a roomette. So I'm just standing here and just have enough room for myself. But there is also quite a bit more space out here in the middle, and then as you're going out towards the door. So Rob is going to give you a little view of the uppers here, and he's going to bring his handy dandy tape measure with him and give you some more information on the widths and all that kind of good stuff.
Welcome up to the penthouse suite in the family bedroom. I am in the smallest of the two upper bunks right now, and it is quite a bit smaller than you would get on a Viewliner as far as headroom goes, but this is great because for a child or for someone that's not super tall, it would be perfect. This bed is 24 inches wide, and I just measured the length of it, and it is 5 feet long. So if you're like a 6 foot adult, this probably isn't gonna be that comfortable, but anybody 5 feet, you know, 5'1" or shorter, it's going to be perfectly fine. The bigger bed over here that I'm not in is the same width, 24 inches, but it is 6 feet long. Now, one thing to mention about this upper bunk is that it does have about 22 inches of headspace. So if you want to try to sit up, you just can't do it. You're going to be laying down when you're up here. So this is mostly used for sleeping, but if you have a child that is quite a bit smaller than I am, which is likely, you can they can probably sit up here and do whatever they need. Let me show you a couple features up here that we have. There is an air vent right above you. Now the thing is that on some of the roomettes, the vents are shooting right out at you. So on this one, they're facing away, which is nice if you don't like it super cold. The other thing is we do have a little pouch back here for your valuables or snacks or anything like that that you might want to use in the middle of the night. There are no windows up here, so that's good if you like it really dark, but a downside if you want to be able to see out in the middle of the night. But other than that, it is a pretty nice place. This family bedroom, of all the rooms on any Amtrak train, this family bedroom offers the most sleeping space, because you can easily sleep even a middle schooler or a smaller high schooler up here. You can sleep a full adult on this bed over here, and you can easily sleep an adult down here and another child over here. So you've got room for 4 easily, and if you want to have 2 people on the bottom, this is the room for you, because some people don't like to have someone up top, or neither of you wants to be up here. You could do 2 people down there on the big bed, or 1 on the short bed and 1 on the big bed.
Okay, so let's take a look at the bed portion here. So this is very simple to get into. It's going to be very similar setup to in a regular roomette. It's basically about this much space here. So this would be about what a regular roomette would be like. So first of all, you've got your handlebars here, which is great. It's going to help you get up and out of the bed if you need to. And you've got call buttons on both sides. So here's one, and then there's one on the other side, as well as a reading light. And as I mentioned, you've got the call button here, and you've got a reading light here. So these 2 are going to fold out into a bed. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then the panel on this side is going to show you, is going to do the warmer and the cooler. Now guys, here's the thing, is that this isn't going to drastically change the temperature in the room. It's going to be a mild difference. So don't think if you put it on cold that you're suddenly going to be in a meat locker, or if you put it on warm that it's going to be like, you know, you're laying by the beach. Okay, so just know that there are differences. Also, there is a room air control here. You can open or close it, so that's going to close that vent up above to change the control of the room. And I can actually see it moving from from here. If you're looking at it, you can see the little things moving inside, the little shields inside. So the rest of the panel here, you do the temperature control, and there is one outlet here, and then there is one over by the sink, which we'll show you in just a minute. So in this room, you've got your one outlet here, just like you would have in a regular roomette. And then you've got your, it says music control, and if you've seen our review of the roomette, the music control really means that you're controlling the volume of the announcements. So when the conductor or the attendants or the dining car attendants get on and give you announcements, they're going to be coming through here. And then at the bottom, you get another call button, and you also get the light switch for up above. And so you've got 2 lights up here. One of them stays on, is a little bit dimmer, and that one stays on for your night light at night. Okay, so the top bunk is folded down here, so when it's not down, it's like this. So you got quite a bit of space, and it snaps into place. So I'm standing here, like I mentioned, I'm 5'4", and I'm standing up here if I wanted to stand here, or if I want to walk around anywhere in the room. Now let's pull that bed down and have a look-see up here. All right, so during the day, the mattress for the lower bunk is stored up here very easily, and then you got your here. Make sure if you're the person coming up to the top, you're using these up here to buckle yourself in, because you know, there is quite a bit of rocking and rolling on some of these trains, and you don't want to roll out obviously into the middle of the night. You're going to end up on the floor. Okay, and then the nice thing back here is they do have this netting and the little pocket, which we all know Rob loves these. He likes to store his phone, his snacks, headphones, and stuff like that for at night for himself. And then, like I said before, this is the mattress that's going to go down here. I'll show you what that all looks like in a minute, but first we're going to go to the other side of the room. Before we do that, I'm going to show you the steps, how to get up here. We're going to go to the other side of the room and go to the bathroom, or show you the bathroom. So Steps are exactly the same as in a regular roomette, here, and you're right up into the bed. So no ladder required like you would need in a Viewliner roomette. All right, so here's the bathroom, guys. It's on the other side of the room, directly across from the bed. But see this? People who are thinking, I don't want to go to the bathroom with someone looking at me. No problem. See you later. You just close that curtain very simply, and then the other person doesn't have to see you going to the bathroom. You can have your privacy, and if you need an assistant or something, they can come and help you very quickly. Now, you've got not only this bar here, but you've got this bar here, okay, for accessing the toilet, which it gives you plenty of room too. If you can see here, look at how wide that is. If you've got a wheelchair, this is a wide door here, so you're gonna be able to bring that in, and they'll store the chair out here for you, and you'll be able to have access to this very easily, guys, because there's a ton of room. You've got a nice big trash can here, and then you've got your sink area here, and here's the other outlet for you, tissue and towels, a couple of mirrors, cups for rinsing out your mouth, and there is a mirror light switch here. Turn it on or off right there. Now, here's a cool thing that I really like about this room is you've got windows on both sides, guys. So this is about the size, lengthwise, it's the size of the full train. So you can look on this side, or you can look over here as you're sitting. So if something cool is going by on that side and you want to see it, you can go right on over to the other side.
Viewliner trains basically are trains that go to New York that have sleeper cars. And it's not a lot of trains,
right,
but basically the Superliners can't go there. So they have these Viewliner trains. Yeah,
tall.
They have these Viewliner trains and they can go there. So that's going to be the Crescent, the Cardinal, the Lakeshore Limited, the Silver Meteor, the Silver Star, and on just a couple of trains of the Northeast Regional do have a couple sleeping cars, but those are pretty rare.
It is time for a room tour, and we are in a Viewliner roomette, and it is very different than a Superliner roomette. So I'm going to give you this tour here. Let's pop up here and take a look. So I'm going to flip this around and we'll start out. So you've got your doors here, and you've got your curtains that protect you. You've got your little flip lock here that you move over, open, close, and you have a big overhead light switch here, another curtain here. Now, one of the big differences is that in a Viewliner roomette, you have a sink and a commode, and they are right here in the room. You can see the commode right here, and then the sink is right here. This is pretty neat, guys. It just pops right out. You've got your sink right here in the room. Now, when the person is upstairs, Rob in this case, then this light, when the sink is down, you'll see the light turns red. So that signifies to the person, if he just looks down, he can see that this light is red, and not to put his feet on if it's dark and he can't see that the sink is down. So it's really nice to be able to have basically the bathroom right here in your room, and you've got a mirror right here. Hey, now up above, you'll also see, let's see if I can get up here, there we go. There's a luggage rack up here. We've got one bag up here, and then the bed is up here. We'll give you a tour of this upstairs area in a little bit when the room is done up. Now, some things to look at here is we are on a Viewliner, which means we have a lot more space, especially headroom. If you look at how high up that goes, this bed here actually pops down. Watch this. Comes all the way down to here. So Rob is actually going to have all that space. And later on, when he's back in here, he's going to get that tape measure out of his, and he's going to measure that and show you just how high that is. The other nice thing is he's got these windows here, so when the bed is down, he'll actually be able to open or close these curtains, and he'll be able to have a view if he wants it, or not have a view if he doesn't want it, or if he wants to just go up there and hang out. Now, this seat is very similar and same size as it would be like in a Superliner, but this one is actually a little bit narrower because part of the commode is taking up the space here. And then We love this, being able to control the speaker volume for the announcements being made. You can turn that all the way up or all the way down if you want to hear it. And then you've got several different types of lights. You get a little bit smaller light, a reading light, which is here in the corner. You get this higher light right here. You can make it little, and then you've got your overhead light, which you can use this mirror light. There's buttons for everyone to control, so the person above can control there and the person below can control here, which is really great. And you've got the same thing on this side, except you've got the actual speaker on this side, as opposed to being able to control it from this side. You would just be able to you know, just hear it from this side. And you've got the same light controls here as well. What I do like here also is that you've got a thermostat control, and not just do you have a thermostat control, but you also have the air control here as well. So if you are cold, you can turn it all the way off. You can have it on low, on medium, or we've got it right now on high, because of course the sun is beating into the room and making it quite warm. You've got lots of different vents and another control down here. So this is for the person in the lower bunk, and you can turn the direction of this, of what it's facing. So if you want it to face you, and the same thing here, you can turn this if you want to face. The other great thing is if you've got something to hang up here, you've got this little kind of small closet rack, three hangers. You can probably get more if you want to put up there. So this is great, a great setup for the room. We've also got our own little trash bin as well, and our own little toilet paper right there. Now later on we'll give you a tour of what it looks like once it's all done up. So this is actually going to get pressed down, and this is going to get pulled out. So this is actually going to be the whole bed, and the mattress is actually upstairs right now. But we'll show you a little bit more later, bring you back, and we'll show you what this looks like when it's all done up after we come back from dinner. So I'm in the downstairs bunk. If you've watched the channel before, you know I sleep on the bottom and Rob usually sleeps on the top, because he's pretty cool like that. So here's what it looks like. Well, right now we're just pulling out of Albany, but here's what it looks like, the bed. I'm sitting on this part here, and the commode is next to me there, but I'll be sleeping with my head that way because, well, we don't want to have any mishaps with the commode in the night. So this is what it looks like here. I folded down both seats, and then there's a mattress and a sheet, and then I also get a blanket with it. So Rob is actually going to head up. You can go ahead and head up. He's going to climb up the stairs here, which the commode serves as one step, and then here's the second step, and then he's going to go up, and he is going to give you a tour of his fabulous penthouse upstairs.
Okay, this is pretty luxurious up here, I have to say. And compared to a Superliner, there is tons of room. So let me show you what I'm looking at up here. I am sitting up fully in this bed, which I can't believe, because in a Superliner you cannot sit up like this. It's just impossible. You have to lay down the whole time. The other great thing about this is I do have windows to the outside, so window to the world. And these steps are actually a lot easier to come up and down than also the Superliner, which are a lot more narrow. A couple good things about this space up here I've noticed is you do have this luggage rack, which I've got my headphones sitting in there. I'm going to use those later. I have this little pouch right here with a lot of snacks in it. I'm going to put my phone, oh, there's nerds in there. I'm going to put my phone in there a little bit later. And then I do have my own air control here, which I love because we like to sleep at different temperatures.
Okay guys, so let's start the tour. First of all, this is the seat I'm sitting in, because I always sit facing the direction of travel. And note how wide this seat is. So the other side is actually going to be a little bit narrower than this one. It's a couple inches narrower on that side than on this side. And then here you've got a nice big air vent, and you can always just turn that off if it's too cold for you. But this is really quite nice for when you're sleeping down here. I have always found it very helpful to have that vent right there. And over here you've got a reading light, which you can turn on and off here. And then you've got your area light there. And then this is to call your attendant. You push this button. And with this one here, this is for the PA announcement. So if you want to hear them in your room, then you would leave it, then you would press it so that it's pressed in. If you want the announcements off, you leave it out, like flush with the outside. And then right here, you've got a switch for the ceiling light, turn that on and off of the whole room, and then for a night light, which is a nice little light up above. Here you can kind of see what the thermostat in your room is set to. And actually down here, you've got this little kind of, you know, armrest. It's a large armrest, and I actually am setting my backpack there right now, but you have 2 outlets. And then you also have another vent here, and it's kind of like a car vent where you can move it this up and down and then side to side. So just like you would in a car, but here also, like in a car, you get to move this up and down. So you can shut it, kind of close it, or you can open it full blast or in the middle, whatever floats your boat, feels good to you. Okay, next up, we've got this hook here. They give you a couple hangers. You can hang jackets here or whatever you want to hang here. I'll leave this stuff here for Rob to give you a tour when he's in his upstairs penthouse, but I'll keep showing you some cool stuff down here. All right, so this side, so you're looking at about 2 inches difference between this seat and this seat. And the reason for that is this. So in a Viewliner II, you are not going to have a commode, a toilet in the room with you. So in the Viewliner II, normally you would have a toilet in here with you, but you do not have that here, which is nice because I can't ever decide if I like it or not. But the reason why that's nice is because you've got this space down here, storage space. So you can stick a bag down there, no problem. And then this is going to be the steps for Rob to get up to his bed. Now over here, you're going to find the sink. There are cups here. And then with this little switch, boop, you're going to open that up, and there is your sink. And you've got your faucets right there, and you can store your little soap right there, which is really nice. And you've got more outlets on this side. And then you've got your mirror light, which is this light up above that turns on. And then this red light is an indicator to Rob above. If the lights are off in the room and I have the sink open, this light will indicate to him that the sink is open so he doesn't put his foot in it. And so this sink, one thing you'll notice about it is it doesn't have a drain. So this sink, actually, the drain is, see this little spot here? It actually drains back and out through the drain. So when you're not using it, you just put it up here. They do give you a washcloth and a hand towel, and then there's regular towels in the shower, which we'll show you later. And you've got a little hook here to hang those, and then another mirror light, which Rob will have access to there. On this seat here, you do still have this nice vent here, which again, you can open and close, and you've got the area light and the reading lights, so that gives you plenty there. Now, what I want to show you here too, this is another thing I like about the Viewliner II is when you close this, so normally this is kind of soft, but there's a hard stick, I guess I should say, or rod of some sort that's in here that keeps it firm. So when you close it, it actually, you know, sticks and stays firm instead of staying loose. So that's kind of nice that you have that as well. And Rob will show you his curtains up above. Now over here is our tray table. And this tray table is amazing. If I can avoid the camera, whoops, is amazing. It's right here. And look at that. And this is nice and firm, so it's not going to dangle. You'll find sometimes on the Viewliner I, it just kind of hangs there, and it's just kind of a crazy mess. So that's that, and that's pretty much the downstairs area. There are some switches here also by the door. There's a ceiling light there and a night light control here. And then the door locks and unlocks right here. You open it and close it there, and you've got these nice curtains here. Again, it's got those kind of those hard little rods in there as well. So that is the downstairs. I'm going to pass it up to Rob, and he's going to show you what it's like upstairs in the penthouse.
This Viewliner II is my absolute favorite room for being upstairs because there's a lot of features. First of all, this is much higher. than a Superliner. So you're gonna have a lot of space up there, and it's really easy to get up there. You can see these steps right here. They're so big that there's no question what you're stepping on. In the middle of the night, if you're tired, you're not gonna miss these going up. So to get up there, all I need to do is, first of all, take this handle and pull it, and that's gonna allow the whole upper bed to come down. And that's in the sleeping position now. So this is how much room you're gonna have on the lower bunk, and then I'll have, I think, even more up on the upper bunk. Now all I gotta do is climb up the steps and go up to the bed. So as you can see, there is a lot of headroom up here, and it is really easy to get up here. It's the easiest one of all. And once you're up here, you want to take these little hooks and put them right up here. Whoops. Not like that though. Okay, got that in. And that is going to be your safety harness, which is right here. It does have a lot of slack to it, so it'll feel like it's not going to catch you, but it actually will catch you if you actually were to roll off. You wouldn't, but it's not like up like this, like a fence. So that's interesting. Now, up here we do have a huge area for storage. So I put both of my bags up here, my big backpack and my little bag, and if I need anything in the night, I can just use those. A lot of people put like a real suitcase up there. We don't do that. We usually check ours on the Viewliner because it is kind of hard. Even though there's a lot of space up there, it is kind of hard to get that all the way up here because it's kind of a tight angle to do it at. So on a Viewliner, we always check our bags. On a Superliner, we bring them with us and just leave them downstairs. So we also have a little pouch up here. That's for your glasses, or maybe you have medication or something like that. And then again, all of our controls are up here. I have a light, air, a fan, I have an attendant thing, and that's the button for the reading light. So the great thing about this is I am sitting straight up right now, and if you're in the middle, your head will bump a little, but on the side, my head is not touching the top of this. Now I am 5'9", so if you're like 6'4" or something like that, your head would definitely hit the top. But if you're under 5'9", you're not gonna have any problem. The bed also has an interesting shape up here. It's narrow on this end, and then you can see it kind of widens down here. So that's why I sleep on this end down here, because it is much wider and you just have a lot more room. One of the other great features about the Viewliner roomettes is the person on the top actually has their own windows, which I love. On the Superliner, no windows for the person on top. So this will be great because Allie usually goes to sleep before me. She'll close those, I'll leave these open, and I'll be able to see everything I want to see. So this is definitely my favorite roomette of all. There's 4 roomette types. This is the best one. If you're lucky enough to get this, I really hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so we are in a Viewliner bedroom. It's a Viewliner II. So this is a little bit newer car. So let me give you a tour. We're gonna start here right by the door. Door is behind me. This is the curtain, ta-da. And you can see, what I like about the bedroom though, is that you can see across the way. So in a family bedroom, you have the whole thing. On a Superliner, on a Viewliner, if you want to see out the other side, you can just open up that curtain or open up your door, no problem. Okay, first area is right here, is your sink area. So you've got a sink right here in your room, and you just push and the water comes on. So this is nice because you don't have to keep tapping it to get it to go while you're washing your hands or brushing your teeth, and it does turn off on its own, so you're not having to, you know, kind of keep track of that. You got your soap right here, and it's stable, so it's not going to roll around and fall on you in the middle of the night. You've got a mirror here, a nice little towel rack, and they do provide the hand towels and washcloths for you. as well as bath towels, which we'll talk about in a minute when we get to the shower. So right here, you'll also have 2 outlets, guys. This is amazing. You've got 2 right here, and there are 2 other ones in the room, which we'll see in just a minute. Light switches are right here, so you can turn your lights on and off to your bedroom right from the entrance to your room. So that's that. And then you also have this kind of medicine cabinet, medicine chest type area. You've got extra toilet paper and cups for rinsing out your mouth, and some place to put a couple of things that you don't want on the shelf down here. There is a little lip here as well to keep things from sliding all the way off. So you've got something to hold your stuff on there. Okay. Over here is your kind of closet area, little closet area. If you can see right here, there's a little bit of space there, and you've got some hangers here with a hook where you can hang some things if you want to. I'm just keeping my bag stored here, kind of out of the way, and it's not gonna fall over there. Right here, you can adjust your air, the vent, open it more. Woo, that really does come out. It makes a big difference. Or you can turn it all the way off or a little bit lower, so it's not blowing so hard on you if you don't want that. And then you've got other lights here. I love these. These are all, you're gonna see these in the Viewliner II. If you've seen our Viewliner Roomette video, you've also seen these area lights here. So these are really nice at night. They're very easy on the eyes as well. The reading lights can be a little bit harsher. So this area light is really nice. You can also call your attendant from here. So I won't show you that right now, haha. And then there's your PA speaker. You can turn it on and off with this switch, in and out. And then here's the other 2 outlets. So you've got a total of 4 in this room, guys. Another area light on this side, and then reading light over here as well. So there's quite a bit of fun stuff on that side of the room. Now, if we're sitting here, we've got our table right here. Show you what that looks like when it's out. Pull that out, and you can sit and have your lunch, your breakfast, your dinner, whatever you want right here. You can also use this nice big table for doing some work if you need to get some work done. Very simple too. I have found in the past that sometimes it's a little bit hard to get that table in and out, but this one is really nice in the Viewliner II. It pops right out real easily. Okay. Now you've got some vents here, which you saw also in the roomette. These vents will blow air, so you can turn that off. And it's gonna still blow a little bit of air if you turn it off. When you turn it on, all of those vents are firing, so you're gonna get a real cool blast of air if you do that. And then you've got one on this side as well. Now I like the curtains down here. You've got these. And what I like is this is stiff, so it's actually going to stay when you do that. And then you also have a set of curtains up here. So Rob is going to have a set of curtains up in his penthouse as well. So he'll show you that later after we make up the room. All right, and then over here we've got another seat. I'm just going to push that seat down and put the arms down, and you can sit right here, and you have a reading light here as well. Now, I'm going to show you a juicy little thing that you get right here. One of my favorite things about having the bedroom, and that is you have access to your own bathroom right here, guys. So I'm going to hop in here and show you guys around. I find that this space is a little bit bigger than what you get in a Superliner bedroom. So I'm going to show you this in here. So I feel like it's a little bit wider than in the Superliner bedroom, and you've got, it's the same setup, so you've got a bar here to hang on to should there be any issues. And then you've got your shower head, and it comes off. And on this one, it's just a one-pronged system to turn it on, so you just flip it to turn it on and off. And then you've got a cover as well for your toilet paper, so you don't end up with wet towels for your toilet paper. You've got your button to flush the commode here, and you can call the attendant from inside here should you have any problems at all. The nice thing is that if you need to, you also have the top of the seat here for the commode if you need to sit down while you're showering, and the rack for your towels right here. So right now, we're going to make up the bedroom for nighttime. I'm going to give you a tour of that. Okay, so we've got it all set up down here. This is This bed is 6'2" inches long, 6 feet 2 inches long, and 40 inches wide. A lot of people ask us if 2 people could sleep down here. You could, but it wouldn't be comfortable. You could maybe lay down, but I wouldn't do this overnight down here. But this is very comfy down here. All you need to do is move the chair, the facing chair on this side. It folds and flips over, and then the stairs are stored right behind there. So Rob is going to give you guys a tour of his penthouse upstairs. So let's have him go up the stairs. And now it's important to go forward facing, right?
Yeah, the stairs are pretty steep, so you want to go up forward. But this is going to be easy because there's all kinds of headroom, and there is a bar up there to grab hold of once you get halfway up. So this should be easy. Piece of cake. So this is probably the roomiest upstairs place you could have because you're facing forward for the direction of travel we are today. And so your windows are going to be over here to the side. You have a good view looking out. And then you don't have too much up here as far as storage goes. You just have this kind of little pouch. So I like to put my glasses, my phone, and all that in here as well. The other thing to note is that there are no outlets up here. So normally what we do is we string one up from the bottom. There's a little gap so you can put a little cord up because there are outlets right below here, so we do that. Then as far as vents up here, you do have quite a few. You have an air vent, you have an attendant vent, you have a night light, a ceiling light, and a reading light. The other thing you'll note up here is these storage areas, which in the Viewliner II are really, really big. Now this one, which is over the bathroom area, is actually a little bit taller than this one over here, which we have the downstairs mattress in right now. So this bar is a little bit lower than the bar is on this one. So you're gonna want to put your taller bag on this one and your shorter bag on that one. Otherwise, it will be tough to get those out. As far as getting down from here, really easy. You do want to go down backwards though, otherwise you could throw your knee out because it put a lot of pressure on going forward. While the train's going forward, you could end up right at that door. Which the other thing I wanted to mention was that door right there that Allie's standing by is the door to the next room. So that would make for a 2-room suite. If you've ever seen someone say they had a 2-room suite, that is how they did it. They had this room and the room next to them. That door opens up. You have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and that makes for a 2-room suite. But I'm gonna stay up here. This is a great place to sleep. Now this bed, actually, I forgot to say, I think is 6'1" inches, so it's an inch shorter than down below. And the reason for that is this little gap right here. But if you're really tall, your feet could hang over that possibly. There is more room. The bed doesn't take up the whole area, but the mattress is only 6'1" inches up here.
So you get your own commode in the room, and it does have these push attendant buttons all over the place, guys, so that you're able to call the attendant if you get into a pinch anywhere. The bars are everywhere. And you do have your own thermostat in here to control the temperature. There's a ceiling light to turn it on and off, and then there's a night light if you want something small. This bar does come down if you need it. You can bring this bar down, or it's a ADA transfer bar. You also have a sink here with, again, bars on both sides, so they have a lot of excellent accommodations. This is an ADA approved room. You've got your hot and your cold cups, you've got soap, your towels, and you do have a mirror light as well if you want to see yourself a little bit better. Put some makeup on, and some outlets here at the sink. You get a little closet area here, and then these are the seats right here. So you get 2 seats, and these actually, there's a bar underneath that you push for pulling them out for the bed, which I'll show you in just a little bit once we finish the tour. But this is not the actual full bed. It slides all the way out, and then you're able to lay down on that. So this is the top bunk here, and it actually, if you can see, has all of the same things that you have down below. You've got the air conditioner, you've got your push to call for attendant, and you've also got your night light, ceiling light, and a reading light. And then up over here to the right, you see you've got some place to store luggage or a bag or anything that you need to. The cool thing up here as well is you do get a view out the top. Right here, if you want to open those up, you can see right out the windows. Down here, you've got these windows. And I like this if you want to have your meals here, or you want to sit and read or work on the computer. You just pull this table out right here. Ta-da! And you can sit and have your meal. What I love too is there are some drink holder spots right here. And you control the air. You can turn it on and off with these vents here. Right there. All right, and then you also, again, have another one of those push call buttons here and another reading light. This is very important. It's a passenger emergency intercom, which is, again, extremely helpful if you're in an accessible room and you should need something like that. You push this to communicate with the crew. Again, more bars here. There's a curtain divider here. So this here is your shower. And it does have a seat. And again, another push button here on the inside. And you've got, of course, all of your aid bars here inside the shower as well. And this is removable. It comes right off if you need to take it off and use it down low in the shower. So it does have an immense amount of accommodations. Let's see how easy it is to pull these out. So it says to push for the bed. So we just pull it out. Pulling out, let's see. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so that does make it a little bit wider there. Let me see if we can go a little bit wider. Keep pulling. This does seem a little bit challenging. Oh, it does come out more. Maybe it comes out all the way. Let's try it again. Keep pulling. I think you have to pull really hard, maybe. Let's see. Okay, I think that's about as far as we can get it out there. And push the cushion out. That looks pretty good. So you do both sides like that, and then you're able to lay down, and they'll bring you some sheets. You've got 2 pillows on each one, so there are 2 pillows up here. This is actually the mattress that you move down below for your bed. And this is important for the person on top, is this netting. So this hooks up, these hooks up to these 2 areas up here, hooks on, and you definitely, especially in this room, want to have this on, because you could roll right out of that bed and end up in the sink or on the floor or even on top of the person down below. So you want to always connect these.
And
when
I'm
you're
gonna
up
be
there.
the one up there, so I'm gonna climb up and see what it's like. And I'll let you know what it's like.
All right, let's see how Rob does getting
How
up
do you
there.
get up there, though, is my question.
I think you use that step right there.
This is Okay.
This is us trying to figure out how to get up this thing.
Okay, I'm gonna step here.
All right, here we go.
Here.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Okay, I don't know what to do from here.
Yeah, I feel like there should be another step somewhere. You guys.
That did not work.
That did not work.
There has got to be another way.
Let's see. There has to be another way. I don't feel like that's it. I'll tell you what, we're gonna cut, and then we'll be right back as soon as we figure it out. Okay, found out lots of little tidbits for you. Monique, our attendant, was in here, and she gave us quite a few pointers. Also, she laughed at us, I think, for making a mess of this room. But she set us straight, and she was really nice about it. So here's the first thing, is that we've been pulling and pushing this door like a couple of crazies here, and she told us all you have to do is push this button. Watch this. Hit the button, door opens. Ta-da! Opens out, hit the button, and the door's gonna close. Now, what happens is, once the door is closed, you flip this and lock it, so that locks the door. So there's an identical button like this one out in the hallway outside the door. that the attendant can use. So if you call the attendant or you have an emergency, they're able to open your door from here. But if it's locked, they will not be able to get in. So you'll have to, you know, get here and unlock it, or just leave it unlocked, but know that if somebody hits that button outside your door is gonna come open. But here's the cool thing is they do have this kind of curtain divider here that you can pull all the way across. So even if the door were to get opened, you still have this divider here that's actually protecting you on the bedside, or if you were seated in the seats. So that's pretty good, I think. Gives you a little bit of privacy protection. Now, the other thing we found out is that we had not pulled the bed all the way out. Look at how huge this is. Let me show you. Take off my, look at this. Okay, so this is how big this bed is. It's huge. So it is almost twice the size of a roomette bed when you pull it out. So it's, and this bed up here is actually 1.5 of what the bed would be in a regular roomette, unlike a Superliner. So again, this is a Viewliner, so it's going to be a little bit different when you're in the accessible on a Superliner. So Rob has brought his tape measure and he's going to show you kind of the measurements here for those of you who want this in-depth information.
One thing that I noticed was this is a Viewliner, so the ceiling is a lot taller than on a Superliner.
Look at that.
So on
see how much room is above?
Superliner, you're kind of hitting your head up there, but we've got 31 inches of clearance to the bed from the ceiling. But I'm going to show you exactly how wide this bed is. From the wall to the edge of the cushion, you've got 42 inches, so that is pretty good. It is 6 feet long, 72 inches.
Wow.
And let's see up here on this one, you've got 32 inches wide on that bed, and it is the same length. Let me give you a little taste of the shower. The shower is about 36 inches by 34 inches. So this is a really roomy room. And when we got on, she said it was the best room on the train. So the other great thing about this Viewliner accessible bedroom is that everything's on one level. So on a Superliner, the dining car is going to be higher. On this train, everything's on one level. We walk by the dining car and you don't have to go, there's no stairs to go up or down, and it's easy on, easy off.
Okay, so when we left, when we cut, we were talking about how do we get up to the upper bunk. Well, Monique happened to walk in while she said, "What are you trying to do?" She said, "You don't climb up there." Apparently there's a ladder that goes here, and she went to get that and bring it in here. Usually it's in here, but we were doing a short trip today, so they didn't set it in here because we weren't going to use the bed to sleep in. But there's usually a ladder that goes right here, and that's what she was going to bring in here for us. So if you're up top, you'll be climbing a little ladder, kind of like on a bunk bed, and of course the bottom person will be in their spot.
These are kind of the premier overnight cross-country kind of romantic Amtrak train journeys.
Quintessential,
yes,
you know, train journey rides. These are the top ones.
If you want to have that one Amtrak experience, you want one of these trains that we listed at the beginning here, and you want one of these rooms on that train. Pick whichever one fits your need and your budget, and you will have an amazing vacation.